up guys, welcome back to yet another video. In this video we will be tying a hover shrimp, this one right here. I like to fish this one in the winter months when fishing can be a little bit slow, so it's nice to have a fly that you can just stop the intake and then just let it hover in the water column like this. Sometimes that can really do the trick if you want to catch one of the cold silver bars on the coast. So let's jump straight to it here. Now the hook and the vise is from Eric's Hooks. It is the NS156, a traditional shrimp. Really nice hook. It hooks really good. Start off by getting on some tying thread. Then you want to grab a mallard feather. You can use whatever you like, but I like my flies to have a little bit of fluorescence to them, making them a little bit more visible in the water. So just a little bit of fluorescent orange. Cut out a V like this to make it a bit more, give it a bit better taper. Get it in with a few wraps and then just pull the feather back like this to have the desired length. And then tighten that down. Tie this in as well, just a little bit of it. It will help build up a taper. So, and you want some dubbing. In this case I'm using STF squirrel, or SLF squirrel I think it's called. I think this color is called bleached ginger, but again you can of course switch out the colors of this one to whatever color you like. So form a small bump there. Get your dubbing brush out. Brush out some of that dubbing. I always say this, but if you want your shrimp to look like a shrimp, you should definitely use a little bit more time on the head, because that is the part that will make it look like a shrimp. So just take some extra time here. On the head. And the rest should be easy. Like so. Then we need some eyes. I like to use these easy shrimp eyes. In a size small. They used to make these in just one size, and I always thought they were a little bit too big, so I never really used them, but then they came out with a smaller size and I've been using those ever since. So get those on and you can see here how easy it is. There's nothing here that will twist and turn on you when you tie them in. It's just to put them on top of the hook, tie them in, and then they will stay put like this. And for some antennas I will be using some polar bear. If you can get a hold of some of that, it's really nice for shrimp flies because it gets really transparent in the water. So cut off a few strands here, put them on top, like so. Maybe fan them out just a little bit. And then just tie this down as well. Make a dubbing loop. Like that. Get that out of the way a little bit. Want a ribbon as well. For that I will just be using some fluorocarbon in some sort, or monofilament. So tie that in on the underside of the hook here, and then just all the way up to the point where you're tied in the polar bear and all the other stuff. And then back up your thread, just get that out of the way. Let's get some more dubbing. Just dub it straight onto your tying thread. Like so. Remember to leave a little bit of room here by the hook eye for the foam shrimp back. It's a little bit thicker, so you need a little bit more room for that. And then some more dubbing. Move your way back down, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to have a good amount of dubbing that I can brush out afterwards. There's nothing worse than when you brush out your fly that you can see the thread wraps and the hook shank underneath. So just put on a little bit too much actually. You can always brush out a little bit if you find it that it's too much. Right, so let me put in a spinner here in my dubbing loop. Then you want to grab some craft fur. I'll be using the color that fits the fly, and this color is called cream. So cut off a piece or a bunch roughly like this, and make sure you pull out the shorter fibers. You don't need those. This is if you hold it up to the fly like this, you can see it's more than enough, because this will kind of be around the whole fly like this. So get that into the loop, and here you can kind of determine the length. See it here, I want it just short of the longest polar bear fibers. That spread out in the loop here. If you're wondering how much or how long this dubbing loop should be, it's kind of hard to tell, but I have roughly around 10 centimeters in my loop here, and that should fit a hook of this size. But if you have any doubts, just put in a little bit too much, you can always trim off the excess. It's way harder to put something back in. So give that a spin, like so, and then just brush out some of those trapped hairs. Like that. Transfer that to my angle pliers, and just kind of force these hairs in one direction. This is also called a false hackle. And then just make your way down the fly with slightly open turns. Like this, and here you can see that I have way too much, but I'd rather have too much than too little, so just tie that down, make sure it's secured, and then you can just trim off the rest here, pull it out like that. Give it a few more turns here, like that. Then grab your dubbing brush, start brushing out this dubbing and fur down the sides. You can leave a few on the top here, just like so. This will just add to the antennas and all that. So, but most of it you want to brush down on the sides. Just like this. For the foam, I will be using this. I think the color is called Tan. It's 2mm foam. And what I like to do is just cut out a strip like this. See it here, and then cut it into one long taper, just like this, and leave this front part as it is. You can always trim that, but this is to really get that taper in. And also what I like to do is to keep a little tail on it, like this. You can always, when you put in your tippet, you can just flip this out of the way. So let's get that rib. And here the first turn is always the hardest, so just take your time with it. Make sure everything is where you want it. I think this looks good, so just move up through the hairs. Try to keep these turns, or make these turns even. I know some people like to you know, make them smaller as they go down the hook. And you can, of course, you can do that. Who am I to say what you have to do? I just think it looks kind of silly. Because a shrimp doesn't really do that. But again, I don't want to be the boss of things. That's just how I like to do it. Trim off the rib. Let's get a whip finish in here. Let's give it another one, just to make sure it doesn't come apart. Come off your thread. And now for the head here, use a smaller pair of scissors if you have, and then just kind of make a cut like this. So you'll have this nice triangle up in front. Now all that's left to do is to just give this fly a finishing touch by brushing out all this dubbing on the belly. Kind of force it forwards like this. Go. That's that. Let me put some light on that. You can see it here. It's probably blown out on the camera, but has a really nice glow to it. That is the hovering shrimp, a really nice fly for the winter months or when it gets really tricky, because this one you can fish super slow. So try it out, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to all the new members, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. If you have any ideas for like flies you would like to see me to tie, or any questions or stuff like that. I'm also working on a fly tying book, which will be available soon, and I think I want to draw a winner to get a free signed copy of this one. So if you're a member, it's good for you, but if you're not a member, then that's just I don't know. That's how it is. See you guys in the next one.